Hello, a very warm welcome to Happy Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Nadine and I'm coming to you from northern New South Wales, Australia. It's a very beautiful day today. It feels actually quite summery, but yeah, not quite because it's not humid, which is really nice. And I'm originally from Montreal, Canada, where it can get hot like this, believe it or not. My husband always says he still can't believe that a place that has plus 30 degrees Celsius weather can get down to minus 30 degrees Celsius weather, but I managed to keep him living in Canada for 9 years, and then he'd had it. He had to move back here. So anyways, we've been living here in Australia for about 12 years. I have 2 teenage daughters and a 3-year-old black Labrador named Bear. If you would like to find me on Ravelry, my name on there is Knitteeny, Knitteeny. So yeah, if you want to look me up on there. I'm not really great at managing my projects on there, but there are a few on there. I have been knitting for over 20 years, maybe even 25 years. And I've been crocheting since I was 8 years old, and sewing, I've been garment sewing maybe for only about 3 or 4 years, but I have been hand sewing for a long time. I used to be a Waldorf doll maker, and so that involved a lot of hand sewing and maybe a little bit of machine sewing. Anyways, that's just a summary. If anyone's new to my channel, or you are one of my new subscribers and you haven't watched my other videos and don't really know much about me. Okay, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about, it's probably going to be quite a short episode today. I've only got one work in progress to chat about, and I've got a new cast on. I've got the yarn, I've got the pattern, I just haven't cast it on yet. I'm waiting to finish my current WIP. Because I already have some socks on the go, which I'm not even going to bother showing today. I don't think I made any progress on them. But yeah, I don't really like to have too many projects on the go. I really like to start and finish my project so that I can wear it, because I guess I'm more of a product knitter. I mean, I love knitting. I love the process of knitting. So I don't know, can you be both? But I do really like to, once I get started, I want to finish it so I can wear what I'm making. So I have some yarn for a new cast on, and I also have some fabric that I actually bought in January for my birthday, and I've got a pretty concrete plan of what I want to make with that linen that I bought. So I'm going to show that, and that's it for knitting and sewing. I do want to chat about some books that I'm reading. One I just finished, 2 I just finished, and talk about those, and also an audio podcast on Spotify or wherever, I guess Apple, the Apple version, iTunes, Apple Music. Anyways, on an audio podcast that is just completely blowing my mind, and I think every single person needs to listen to this podcast. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to be chatting about today. So, what I'm wearing, this is obviously the ranunculus, one of the most popular patterns on Ravelry, and I knit it. I only have the pattern where there's only the one size, so I just knit the one size pattern. I used BC Garn BioBalance, which is a combo of cotton and wool, so perfect for here in Australia. I held it single, and I think the color was called Denim, I believe, and I just love it. It's absolutely beautiful, delightful. I think it was 2 skeins of yarn, and they were on sale. I did buy this at the Yarn Bowl, which is a yarn store in Brisbane, which I visited maybe 6 months ago, and I snagged up this yarn that was on sale, and I just could not be happier. This is probably my favorite ranunculus that I've knit. It's also the 4th ranunculus that I've knit. I did a whole entire episode dedicated to the ranunculus. If you're interested, all the details, probably more details about this one and then of the other ones that I've made, are all in that episode. It's probably from October-ish or something like that. Okay, and that's what I'm wearing. Okay, so my first work in progress, if you would have seen last week, is the Corn cardigan, designed by Rebecca Clow, who is the Crea Bea. And I have sleeves. I thought I might be finished this week, but I'm not. It is a very, very fast knit, but not that fast, I guess, that I would have finished both sleeves and the button band and collar all in 1 week. So, but I have two sleeves done. So yeah, all I have left to do is pick up the button band and the collar, which I'm actually quite fond of doing. I don't mind picking up and knitting. Yeah, I actually find it quite fun. So the details on this are I used Holst Coast, held double. I'm actually only just starting the second balls of each color. So I'm holding them two together, and yeah, this is only the second of each of the colors. This one is called Bourgogne and this one is called Raspberry. So it hardly uses any yarn. It's really quite amazing, but I guess, you know, because of all the holes in it, which is gonna make it perfect for what I am really keen to wear this as an in-between garment, in between summer and winter, and yeah, winter and summer. So autumn and springtime, it's perfect. The holes make it really cooling, and this yarn is half cotton, half wool, very similar to this one. And yeah, I've got it already in navy blue. I probably showed that 2 episodes ago, and I wear that one all the time. So I was just keen to make another one, and also keen to use yarn from my stash. I don't really have a huge stash, but yeah, I'm trying to save my pennies because I'm, you know, super excited this year. I'm gonna get to go to the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, I think it's called. So it's apparently like Australia's Rhinebeck, and I have actually never been to a yarn festival before. So I'm super excited to get to go. It's in Bendigo, and I think it's in July. I'm not sure the exact dates, but it's over 3 days, and I could not be more excited. So I'm trying to use the yarn from my stash. I don't really want to buy any more yarn because I want to save my pennies. So when I go to the yarn festival, I can have a time. Okay, oh, let me know in the comments if you have been to this yarn festival or if you are going, because yeah, I'm very, very, very excited. Okay, so yes, I use the yarn from my stash, and yeah, I couldn't love it more. Oh yeah, the funny thing that I wanted to talk about, I forgot last time. So now that I'm on the sleeves, I'm knitting the pattern in the round, but when you start, you knit it flat. And without giving too much away, because it's a paid pattern, at one point the pattern asks you to do knit 1, purl 2. And I don't know about you, but like I said, I've been knitting for 25 years-ish, and I've never ever had to do knit 1, purl 2 in a pattern. But yet you ask anybody who is not a knitter what they know about knitting, they'll say, oh, knit 1, purl 2. Like that's just such a common thing that people know about knitting, but this was the first time that I got to do knit 1, purl 2. So I just thought that was really funny. Okay, so the project that I'm gonna be working on next is also a cardigan, and it's also a cropped cardigan, and it's called the Asinya cardigan by Anna Sosvard. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I believe she is Swedish. She also has a podcast, and I love it. She's really, really amazing. She's a great designer, and she also uses lots of natural wools, some quite rustic wools. So I bought this pattern, I think over Christmas time, it was on sale. I bought the pattern, and then in Stash Lounge in Calgary, where I was visiting my mom for Christmas, we bought this yarn. It is called Briggs & Little Heritage, and it's super reasonably priced. This whole 100-gram skein was $9.25. So really, really well priced. It is, however, extremely rustic. Oh, I mentioned in the intro that I used to be a Waldorf doll maker, and this is the yarn that I used to use to knit the little cardigans that I would make for the dolls. So I did have a shop on Etsy where I would sell the Waldorf dolls or Steiner dolls, and they always came wearing a sweater and little shoes, and I would crochet the shoes also in this yarn. Mostly, I think sometimes I use a different yarn, but I had heaps of this. And this is also the yarn when we lived in Montreal. My daughters went to École Rudolf Steiner de Montréal, which is the Waldorf school in Montreal, And this is the yarn that in kindergarten they learn to finger knit with and make the magic ropes and eventually knit with. So yeah, I felt a bit nostalgic when I saw this, and I wanted to give it a try. It smells super, super sheepy and delicious. One thing though is it is really, really rustic. I would say the most rustic yarn that I've ever knit with. So I was debating whether or not I would like to hold this with a silk mohair or an alpaca or something like that. But to be honest, I don't think, like I said, I'm trying to save my pennies. So if I were to get mohair for this cardigan, I feel like, I looked it up, it would be about an extra $60. So that's a huge expense, even though this yarn was itself not very expensive. And I think I only had to get 4 skeins, so about $40. I just really can't justify spending another $60 for this one cardigan. I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. Like I said, save my pennies for the Australian Sheep and Wool show. Okay, anything else about that? Yeah, it's very cropped. I feel like I might make it a little bit longer, see how I go. I haven't really looked. I'm hoping it's top down so I can make that decision when I get there. Because I do love a cropped cardigan to wear over dresses or with high-waisted things. I think it does look really cute over like a hinterland dress. So yeah. Okay, speaking of sewing a hinterland dress, I'm not going to be making a hinterland dress with this fabric, which I think originally I thought I would, but I'm going to be making another dress which is very similar, and I have already sewn 2 of them. It's called the Cora Dress, and then there's also one very similar called the linen tie-back dress. These are both free patterns from the fabric store. So if you go onto thefabricstore.com, or just even Google the Cora Dress fabric store or linen tie-back dress, the fabric store, you should find these free patterns. And the details of the patterns are not as descriptive as, like, the hinterland dress by Sew Liberated, which has, very well written instructions. These ones, it is a free pattern, so they're just a little bit less hand-holdy. But so I've made 2 of those dresses, and I think I combined the 2 of them, because one of them has a button at the back and the other one is tied at the back, and then one has longer sleeves that are a bit puffed and the other one has a 3/4 sleeve. So I think I did the sleeve from one, but I did the button from the other one. So yeah, I've already got 2 of those, one in gray and one in like a dark teal. So I was really wanting to have a winter dress in black linen, because I don't have one. I've got 2 black summer linen dresses, which I love, but I don't have one in a wintry color. So I thought that I would make the one with the tie back and the other sleeves. I just realized that's the opposite. So I guess I'm going to be combining them again. And I'm going to do the shorter sleeve. I think it goes till about here, but I might even make it a wee bit longer. I think that'll be a bit more practical for winter. And I think I'm going to go for the tie back this time, because I just think it'll be quite pretty in black. And this fabric I bought at Spotlight, and it's actually, I don't know if maybe you can see, is that single? Yeah, it's very thick. So it's actually called, I'm not an expert sewer by any means, and it's called suiting. So I'm assuming that's what you would buy to make like a linen suit out of, but for me it just feels like a great dress weight. Like it's definitely not a summery weight, but even I feel like this is even a bit light to make a suit out of, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I bought this on my birthday, which was in January, and I think I got it on sale. So I'm very excited to make a black dress out of that. And I also am kind of keen to make a black skirt, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough fabric left over from this. If I do, I will keep you posted. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna get around to making this, but sooner than later, because I haven't sewn a garment in a very long time, and I'm quite excited to have a go at that again. Okay, that's all I have about crafting. No more sewing, no more knitting, but I do have some books that I wanted to chat about. So if you're not interested in that, I understand. See you next time. But if you are interested in books, okay, here is the first book that I finished. I spoke about this book a couple of weeks ago, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This book is so beautiful and special. It is about the Holocaust, like not about the Holocaust, but you know, it occurs during the Holocaust. And it's just so incredibly beautifully written. Like you feel like you're in a poem. Like everything is just so prosaic and beautiful. The author, I mean, what an author. The writing is absolutely beautiful. The story is, you know, heartbreaking. It's very fast, not really fast, I shouldn't say that. You want to keep reading it because all of the chapters are very short, like I'd say an average 3 pages per chapter, and it jumps between one chapter about the protagonist, who is a little girl who's blind, and the other protagonist, I guess, who is a boy who is in Germany. And yeah, anyways, no spoilers, but it jumps back and forth between those two, and also in time, from like when the girl is 16 to back to when she's a little girl. So yeah, it's just so incredible. I highly recommend it. Some of my viewers told me that there is a TV series that was made, I think on Netflix. So I really want to watch it. However, I would love for my husband to read this book. I think he's really going to love it. So I'm going to wait and until after he's read it, and then we'll probably end up watching the series together if I can get him to watch it. My husband is not a huge movie TV watcher. He does not. He'd rather be doing anything else, really. So yeah, if I can get him to sit down to watch that as a TV show, that might work. Okay, the second book that I have, I don't know if you saw it in the intro, complete 180 degree from that book, and this is The Housemaid. I had heard that they were going to be making this book into a series as well. I don't know, a movie or a TV series. And usually to me that signifies that the book is really good. So, and I'd seen it everywhere, and so I picked it up. Actually, to tell you the truth, I picked up the second one by accident, the red one, thinking that it was the first one. So I bought that one and then got home and realized, oh, this is part 2. So then I went back and bought this one. And the story is really intriguing and makes you want to keep reading, exciting. Yeah, you know, it does read very fast, but the writing is, no offense to the author, this is Freida McFadden. I just felt like after reading this that this was written by someone in high school. The writing is, I don't know if she did it on purpose, because, you know, you're seeing, you know, the book is you know, by the housemaid herself, and maybe she did it on purpose, that it's being told through her, and I don't know. Anyways, yeah. The story is really good. I can see why they're making it into a movie. Halfway through this book, and I started reading the next one, and I'm at the halfway of the next one, you know, big twist and turn, and yeah, it does keep you on the edge of your seat. So yeah, I would recommend this book as well. Not for the writing, but for the story. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about is something that, yeah, like I said before, has been absolutely blowing my mind. And this is the podcast called the Telepathy Tapes. So I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's absolutely amazing. I'll just briefly talk about what it's about. So basically, this lady named Ky, I can't remember her last name, she is making this podcast, and she will eventually make it into a movie or documentary or TV series, which I will watch that as well. It just, anyways, it is about non-speaking autistic children. Okay, so they have severe autism and they cannot speak, but they're called spellers. They can, with an assistant, use letters to spell and to talk. And basically, the whole concept of this podcast is that they have telepathy. These children are able to read their parents' mind. So, and yeah, they do all at the, you know, if you're what's it called? A non-believer, or if you're a pessimist, what's the word I'm thinking of? If you're, I can't remember the word. I can't remember what it's called. I just had a pause there to try to think of it. I can't think of it. But if you're someone who doesn't believe in these kind of things or anything supernatural, the proof is in the pudding. Like they do tests, and you know, they'll have one child in the room, and they'll have the mom like a completely different area, and they use images, and the child is getting 100% accuracy, is able to see what the mom is seeing on the cards. It's absolutely amazing. I'm in the 7th episode, and it just gets more and more amazing. Yeah, I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you're somewhere doing something, washing dishes, knitting, you know, out and about in the car, I highly, highly recommend it, the Telepathy Tapes. Okay, that's all I have to talk about for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like if you like the video, and leave me a comment. Let me know, have you heard the Telepathy Tapes? Have you read any of the books that I've been talking about? And thank you so much if you are a new subscriber. I am almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing, because it would be so exciting for me to get 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I really look forward to chatting to you again next week. And I'm definitely gonna have this cardigan done by next week. And maybe I'll start my new cardigan. Again, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.